Lyndon B. Johnson had two daughters, Linda Bird and Luci Baines. They were the daughters of a man who signed the Civil Rights Act, led a nation through war, and lived in the White House during one of the most turbulent times in American history. In this video, we'll explore what happened to the Johnson daughters. Number 2. Linda Bird Johnson Robb. Born on March 19, 1944, in Washington, D.C., Linda Bird Johnson was a miracle baby. After her mother, Lady Bird Johnson, suffered several miscarriages, Linda's birth was a profound blessing for the family and a symbol of hope. Her childhood was marked by history in motion. Her father was a congressman, a senator, and then vice president under John F. Kennedy. She attended National Cathedral School and later the University of Texas at Austin, where she studied history and graduated with honors. She was part of Zeta Tau Alpha sorority and inducted into numerous honor societies. But it wasn't just academics. Linda Bird understood the responsibility that came with her last name. In December 1967, she married Charles S. Chuck Robb in a White House ceremony. Chuck was a U.S. Marine Corps captain, disciplined, principled, and fiercely independent. Their marriage was a blend of history and politics, and soon became its own political legacy. Chuck went on to serve as Lieutenant Governor of Virginia from 1978 to 1982, Governor of Virginia from 1982 to 1986, U.S. Senator from 1989 to 2001. Linda Bird became a political spouse, but never disappeared into the background. She carved her own legacy, especially in education and public service. Linda Bird co-founded Reading is Fundamental, RIF, in 1968, a literacy nonprofit that would become the largest children's literacy organization in the country. Years earlier, Linda had read to children in hospitals and was struck by how many of them didn't have books of their own. She started bringing books. When nurses told her kids were taking them home because they had none, she realized this wasn't just a hospital issue. It was a national crisis. From that moment, she made it her mission to change that. She chaired RIF from 1996 to 2001. She became chairwoman emerita and remains involved today. She's traveled the country meeting with RIF volunteers, rallying business support, and advocating for childhood reading. My fellow RIF volunteers tell me they're motivated by the same reward I've experienced since RIF's early days. The look on children's faces when they're choosing a book or being read to, she once said. In 1979, President Jimmy Carter appointed her to chair the President's Advisory Committee for Women. She used the position to push for gender equity across education, employment, and healthcare. Her other civic and leadership roles include member of the Lyndon B. Johnson Foundation Board, chair of the Virginia Task Force on Infant Mortality, vice chair of America's Promise, president of the National Home Library Foundation, member of the Library of Congress, Literacy Awards Board. She's also served on the boards of Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center, National Commission to Prevent Infant Mortality, Virginia Women's Cultural History Project. And yes, she did all this while raising 3 daughters, Lucinda, Catherine, and Jennifer, and being a grandmother to 4 grandchildren. Honors and recognition. Inducted into Phi Beta Kappa, 1992. Honorary Doctor of Humane Letters from Washington and Lee University. Honorary Doctor of Public Service from Norwich University. Even today, she refers to herself as a professional volunteer. And through it all, Linda Bird never tried to be anyone but herself, passionate, kind, sharp, and deeply devoted to service. Number 1. Luci Baines Johnson. Luci Baines Johnson was born on July 2, 1947, just a few years after the horrors of World War II and on the brink of America's post-war boom. She attended National Cathedral School like her sister, but her life took a very different path. In her teens, Luci made headlines, not for bad behavior, but for converting to Roman Catholicism. The move was unusual and, in that era, made the news. Her baptism, a symbolic moment, sparked conversations about faith and independence. She wasn't interested in being a carbon copy of her family. She enrolled in Georgetown University School of Nursing and Health Studies. But in 1966, she got married, and Georgetown didn't allow married students. So she left. Luci married Patrick John Nugent on August 6, 1966. They had 4 children: Patrick Lyndon, Nicole Marie, Rebecca Johnson, and Claudia Taylor. But in 1979, after more than a decade together, the couple divorced. The marriage was later annulled by the Catholic Church. In 1984, Luci married Ian Turpin, a Scottish-born Canadian financier. They blended families and settled in Austin, Texas. But this was no quiet retirement. Luci took a different route than her sister. While Linda Bird focused on public service, Luci built businesses and boards. She became chairman of the board of LBJ Asset Management Partners, a family office overseeing investments. She co-founded and chaired Business Suites, a national operator of executive office suites, offering services to entrepreneurs and professionals. Her role in business wasn't ceremonial. Luci was hands-on, managing, scaling, and selling. Her reputation in the Austin business community was solid. She brought credibility, insight, and energy. Luci also devoted time and effort to community causes. Board member of the LBJ Foundation, volunteer with the Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center, active with the American Heart Association, supporter of the Center for Battered Women, trustee of Boston University. Even after surviving personal upheaval, Luci remained focused on legacy, not just her father's, but her own. In April 2010, Luci was diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome, a rare and serious autoimmune disorder that attacks the nerves. At one point, she was almost fully paralyzed. She sought treatment at the Mayo Clinic and underwent months of therapy, and she made a full recovery. It was another chapter in her life that showed her resilience. Today, Luci lives in Austin with her husband, still active in civic life and still overseeing her business interests. She continues to speak on panels, fundraisers, and events dedicated to education, women's empowerment, and preserving the environment, especially through the Wildflower Center her mother founded. They both honored their father's legacy,